Welcome to today's episode. We are touching on the young people, and today's episode is the pulse of the youth. It will be the first of many episodes under the youth. We are going to be engaging the young people in South Africa and their role in the national and provincial elections. But before I start, to my fellow listeners, please don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with many people, your friends, family, and colleagues at work. Let us ensure that our content grows so that we can be able to bring out more episodes. Like I said, we are going to be touching on the issues affecting our young people and why is it important that they vote in this year's election. I'm going to touch on the challenge of unemployment, the education and skills mismatch, the need crisis, innovation and entrepreneurship, mental and social issues. Now, let me touch first on the most important one and the most common one, which is the unemployment, which with the unemployment rate skyrocketing, we've got 63.9% of the young people who are aged 15 to 24, they are unemployed. Then we've got a 42.1% of those who are aged 25 and 34. Now remember, this age group, those are the people who are most likely to no longer be employed, because in our country, most of the employment opportunities are for the people from 18 to 34. This is despite, of course, the National Youth Policy Vision for the economic transformation and job creation. But the reality on the ground is an opposite of all these visions by the National Youth Policy. Now, the second issue, or the second factor that is affecting the young people, is education and skills mismatch. Education is a beacon of hope, as we all know. Yet, there is a huge mismatch between the skills taught and the needs of the economy. We've got most of the leaders in the political sphere who have been talking about this, who have been saying the education is outdated. Our education system needs to be really revisited. And I'm also of a view that yes, we have that problem, because we are still using an education system that was developed to address issues that were affecting us 10 years back. Now the youth policy aims to address this, but the change is slow and many people find themselves overqualified yet underemployed. It's something that is most of the youth hell-bent, and they've been trying to reach out. But today we're going to be talking to the facts that they need to participate in the national and provincial elections. So we will be diving in deep to that. Now we've also got the need crisis. The need crisis, maybe most of you are not familiar with this need crisis. This is a staggering number of South Africans that are not in employment, education, or training. They are discouraged and they are disengaged from the labor market, and they lose hope on finding suitable jobs. That is the need crisis. Now, before I continue, let me just explain this, the purpose of me touching into these issues. We need to ensure that we all know what the situation of young people looks like on the ground, because we've got our president, Cyril Ramaphosa, having a view of young people being tin swallows, having opportunities, having channels to reach out to find employment. But the situation is an opposite of what Cyril and the other leaders are saying. Now, There is innovation and entrepreneurship. This is touching because we've got people like Vusi Tembogwayo saying the problem of South African youth is that they are not inventional. They lack innovation. Yes, they lack innovation, and I'm trying to understand, but let me just touch on how things look on the ground. There are challenges that young people face, and that is a sad reality. But there is a spark of entrepreneurial spirit. If you can look, every township has that young person or young people who are trying to build something. Although we may argue on how innovative they are, but they need more support and resources to truly thrive. And that is the role of the government, to ensure that there is enough resources. Let me quickly move to mental health and social issues. Young people in our country have portrayed that there is a problem of mental health in our youth. The stress of unemployment and social pressure is taking a toll, and there is a need of more robust systems to help them strive and to help them move out of these social and mental issues. We've seen a number of suicide cases over the last years. This shows that there is really mental health and social issues. Now, the state of our youth is a complex issue. It is a mix of challenges and opportunities. And we need to remember that the youth are not just tomorrow's leader. They are today change makers, and it is up to us and the government to listen to them, support them, and empower them. But like I said, my fellow listeners, today's episode is about the role of young voters. That is today's episode. Now, the role of young voters. Young people are not just the future, like I said before. They are the present and they are today's decision makers. But it is said that they are not involved in decision-making bodies in South Africa. Their role in the election is very important as they represent fresh perspective and they are key to driving change. But my question and my worry is, are they really aware of what is happening? Because once we say they are the fresh perspective, then we are saying they understand the political dynamics, the social issues, and all the politically aligned issues. Now, with over 20.6 million young people, which is about 35% of the population, their collective voice alone can shape the nation's future. But let me not dive into that. Let me focus on the importance of young people voting in 2024. We've seen an increase in voter interest in the 2024 elections. The 2024 elections are a chance for the young people to influence policies and elect leaders who will address their needs. Because over the past, we've had leaders saying they are for the youth, they are for young people coming into power, coming into decision-making bodies, but we've seen an opposite. Actually, we've seen the parliament like a retirement home. That's what it has been labeled as over the past few years. And voting is a powerful tool for the young people to ensure their concerns, from unemployment to education to social mental issues. They must ensure that these are really addressed through their votes. Despite their numbers, many young South Africans are not voting, and that is an alarming issue, because once we've got less voter interest in the young people, young voter interest decrease means young future voter decrease and may even lead to democracy collapse. Now, the perspective we are talking about, the fresh perspective we are talking about, is not really portrayed when they are not voting. And as per se, there won't be really much change in our government, because once same voters vote, it means same voices are heard. If I say let us sing for peace, then we've got only 2 singers who are willing to sing out of 100. Then we are going to have chaotic singers overpowering the 2 singers. Now, when young people don't vote, they miss this opportunity of influencing decisions that directly affect their lives. It is not just about the present, actually. It is also about shaping our future for the future generations. The 2024 elections are a turning point in our country. Whether you like it or not, the outcomes of 2024 elections will shape the future. They come as a platform for the young people to really play their role in democracy and vote for South Africa that aligns with their visions. It is time for South Africans to really hear what the young people have to say with the future of this country. But they cannot hear the silent young person who says, I'm gonna stay at my corner, stay and not go to vote. For now, we need young people to come out. It is time for young South Africans to also rise and realize the power in their vote. Like I said, I won't be long today due to the fact that this is our first episode and we had the guest that was lined up, but due to political commitments, he could not join us. But definitely we are going to be having the next episode with that particular political activist. We are looking forward to hosting him. Thank you very much for tuning into the Pulse of the Youth. The second episode of the Pulse of the Youth is coming out soon. Join us next time as we continue to explore the vibrant and crucial role of young people in South Africa's democracy. Until then, keep your fingers on the pulse and make your voice heard. And that's a wrap on our premiere episode. Remember, your vote is your voice. Let it be heard loud and clear in the 2024 elections.